Well, good morning, my beautiful imperfectionist family. What's good? It's your girl Tammy, aka That's a Woman, coming to you with this week's session of Planting and or Watering, where I'm either planting something new in your life or I'm watering some things that you may have heard before. But you know, this is about us imperfectly perfect people getting together for our little weekly encouragement, motivation, our little charge to energize us, to get our strength back and to let us know everything is going to be okay no matter what's going on around us. God's got us. And what I always say, things are working out for you. Things are always working out for you. All things work out for you. And what's our foundational scripture on that? It's Romans 8:28, which lets you know that no matter what takes place, it's all going to work out for your good. Grab hold of that. In fact, use that as your foundation to keep you motivated and encouraged. Because listen, as we go through these challenges of life, you need all the encouragement and all the motivation you can get. And that's what I am here to do. And before I really dive into today's topic, I just want to give a quick shout out. This weekend I had the opportunity to market It Had to Happen and the That's a Woman brand at Atlanta Fashion Week, sponsored by Good Life Entertainment this week. And let me tell you, I met some phenomenal people. And when I say phenomenal people, I'm talking about people that when they saw the brand, saw what I was doing, I had the conversation, their moments of vulnerability came through where they felt comfortable enough to tell me some of their trauma, some of the things they're dealing with. I've even heard I should write a book, or I'm writing a book and I am trying to be delicate about it and things like that. So let me tell you, when you're telling your truth, it has to be told. I know you got to be delicate, but when the truth hurts, it will, but it's necessary, because in order for an individual to get their true healing, sometimes they have to speak their truth. And that's what this has been about from the beginning. Listen, I know the truth hurt. In fact, the line from A Few Good Men, you can't handle the truth, right? And at times people can't handle the truth, but it's necessary. It's necessary in order for a person to get their proper healing, because guess what? If you still do what we've always done through life, put a Band-Aid on a wound when you need to get some needle and thread and stitch that thing together, that's when the true healing takes place, because you've given your pain a voice. And there are people still walking through life not giving their pain a voice. And when I tell you, I was so blessed. I had someone reach out to me on Facebook like, I met an angel this weekend, and how she poured into me. And let me tell you, every person that I spoke with, they poured into me as well, because if you're telling me your story, I'm able to hear it and process it, and then I'm able to pour back, because a lot of people don't want to tell it. They don't want to tell it. Even me telling my story, it had to happen. The backlash that I've gotten from it, I am okay with it. I'm okay with it. Why? Because it's my truth. Or someone just corrected me. We need to stop saying my truth and the truth. So whichever way you want to put that, the truth or my truth, but it was truth. There was no reason for me to make any of it up. And in order for me to properly give street creds, yes, I like that, street creds behind what I'm doing here on Planting and or Watering, I gotta go real. I have to go raw. I have to be authentic. And this is not about stepping on anybody's toes. I even heard, well, is there something called too much truth? Well, yeah, you kind of want to tactfully put it out there, but at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. And we've hid the truth for far too long. And that's why people are hurting. That's why people are suffering, because they're not granted that safe space to tell the truth. So when you have a truth to tell, but you're hiding because you're protecting other people's feelings, guess what? You're not doing you the service. Listen, the scripture said, you shall know the truth and it shall make you free. You shall know the truth, and in another translation, set you free. This is about freedom. This is about seeing a positive outcome. This is about trying to bring a generation together, because there has been so much disruption of the generation that has caused so much chaos and turmoil and confusion, and nothing gets healed if we don't face it. If we sit and act like it never happened, if we continue to sweep stuff under the rug, let me tell you, the healing doesn't take place. The healing doesn't take place, and my work becomes null and void. And let me tell you, I desire for my work to have an impact. I desire for what I'm doing to have value in your life and the lives of others that hear it, because that's where we make the change. And speaking of change, I have a correction to insert, and I'll insert it now. Last week when I mentioned the Willie Lynch letter, I couldn't think of the 3 words that he used to control. And I went back and I found it. So I said, let me throw this at you guys. It was fear, distrust, and envy. Catch that. Fear, distrust, and envy. Look at the world around you. There's so much fear that's being magnified. In fact, the fear is so magnified, it's magnified greater than God. And God does not desire for any of the fear, the situations or problems or anything we face to be greater than Him when He's the problem solver. He needs each and every one of us to focus on Him. Channel your energy to Him, because that's where your victory lies. And He'll give you strength in the midst of your oppressors, in the midst of the people that come up against you. Remember, the scriptures say, many there be that rise up against you, but the Lord delivers them all. It's always God that's going to deliver you. It's God that's going to protect you. We spend so much time trying to please others, trying to make others happy, when you're in a world where some people don't want to be happy no matter what you do. I've said that before, we'll probably say it again. You're in a world where you have brokenness. And let me tell you, my interactions this weekend, I encountered broken people. And here's the thing, even though they're broken, even those little words of their brokenness that was shared with me lets me know that their healing can begin. Why? Because they're able to talk about it. See, what bothers people, what ties people up, they don't talk about it. We, especially in the African American community, weren't even taught to go to therapists and have the conversations. But let me tell you, this is something that needs to happen. I said this recently, and I'm going back because this was tied into Mental Health Awareness Month. It's very important that we start having the conversations. Give people this permission to speak their truth. And listen, even if you're the recipient of that truth, it's time to be uncomfortable. But let me tell you, the uncomfortability only lasts for a moment if you allow the true work to be done. Nothing happens that just happens. So if a person tells their truth, because of something that happened to them, and they're ready to make amends, they're ready to do the work to heal that happiness that happened, allow it. Open yourselves up. Be compassionate. Embrace. Be man or woman enough to say, I apologize for the offense. No one wants to take accountability, and that's what continues to take place, and that's where that distrust comes into play. That distrust continues on because no one wants to take accountability. No one wants to put themselves in a position whereas, okay, let's heal. Let's grow together from this. Let us out of the wreckage, let us rise. What the Phoenix does, it rises out of the wreckage. Even a lotus flower. Oh my God, I so love those little flowers. They may not be the prettiest flowers, but let me tell you, I love those things. Why? Because a lotus flower came up through the mud. They came up through the mud in order to blossom. They fought their way to the top. And just think about that. And even as I was talking about the lotus flower, think about the butterfly. It had to start as a caterpillar, a worm in a cocoon, to be able to come forth to be the beautiful creature that it is. So what am I saying? I'm saying you are a beautiful person that has gone through some struggles. You have a story to tell, and it's time to take the muzzle off. Listen, the muzzle was for the ox that treadeth the corn in the field. The muzzle is not for you. If you got a truth, it's time to tell it. Because let me tell you, that's where your healing is. I tell you guys that all the time. That's where the healing lies. And I want you healed. I want you whole. I want you walking in boldness and confidence and saying, yes, I can get through this. And listen, when you have to cry, let it out. Let it out. Let me go to one thing that I really dislike, that's been passed down for hundreds of years, that men are not supposed to cry. When I tell you, it annoys the heck out of me to hear that. Because let me tell you, why do you think you have emotions? Why do you think you have feelings? People have been taught so much for so long to hold in their feelings, but then it's eating them up on the inside. Sometimes it's almost like if you take an X-ray glass, this just came out of nowhere. It's almost if you take an X-ray of people's insides, not to look at their organs, not to look at, skeletal, but their emotions. If there was really a way to see the emotions of people, you would see how they're feeling. There are some children inside of these adult bodies, and as a person who was there for a long time, they're inside of an adult body crying out. And here's the thing, at heart, we're supposed to be kids, but we're supposed to be the joyful kids, the ones that spreading laughter and cheer and happiness and joy. Those are the kind of kids we're supposed to be. But guess what? We have a world full of kids that are broken. So out of their brokenness, they act a certain way. They mistreat people. They do things. And what happens with those people, because they've done it for so long, because back then, no one took the time to really find out, why is this behavior here? Why has this shown up? Why is my child acting this way, or my loved one acting this way? People have chosen, oh, that's just who they are. Oh, that's just who they are. Can I tell you, that is a huge mistake. I'm going to call it out. A huge mistake that has been made through the generations as well, along with the men don't cry. My brothers, cry. Even sisters, cry. Let your pain out. Yesterday, I was blessed. Someone called me and said something that just sent me crying like a baby. And when I tell you, I felt so much better. I think I've needed to cry for weeks and just was refusing to do it because I was trying to be strong. When I tell y'all, give yourselves permission to feel and to do what needs to be done. But there's a broken little boy and a broken little girl, and I'm about to say 100% of the population, but I'll be generous. I'll say 99 and a half. Because what I'm saying, when people don't give themselves permission to take time to do their work, to be the healing force that they need in their life, and a lot of it because they're so busy trying to protect others. And no, it's time to stop protecting others and choose you. I think I told you guys before, at the start of last year, 2023, God said to me, choose you, choose you. And I didn't know fully at that time, because I had already been through my healing journey and stuff like that. I had no idea what was going to come behind that. And when I tell you, affliction rose, like I talked about last week, when affliction arises, listen, it happened. But let me tell you, there came a point where Tammy had to choose Tammy. And that's my word for each and every one of you today. I want you to choose you. I want you to become healed. I want you to be whole. I want you to know that you are God's masterpiece. You're his child. He loves you no matter what you have done. And if there is some truth that you need to tell to someone, pull them aside in private. Pick up the phone. Well, some truths are better said in person, but if there's distance between you guys, whatever it is, speak your truth. Because again, I say it all the time, that is where your true healing lies. That's where your victory lies. That's where your peace. Because a lot of people are not in a state of peace because they're holding on. Look, that x-ray that I was talking about, if we could see your emotions, how you're feeling, but they haven't created an x-ray for that yet. But that will tell it all. So as a person who can't see it, but is praying because I know your people are hurting, I know they're hurting. They're confused. And what I want you guys to always remember, God is not the author of confusion. And God said in his word, I know the thoughts that I think towards you, thoughts to give you hope, thoughts to give you peace, thoughts to give you a blessed end. He said that to us in Jeremiah 29:11. So guess what? It's time for us to remember that. So catch that scripture. Walk with it today. Say it repeatedly. Remind yourself, I know the thoughts God thinks towards me. They're to bless me. They're to prosper me. They're to give me good health, good wealth, abundance of love, and abundance of peace, and abundance of joy. Remember, good morning, good morning, good morning is weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. That's why I say that, because I want you to know that your morning is here. We call those things that be not as though they were. We call them into the right now. Okay? So listen, I thank each and every one of you with most sincere gratitude, humility. I thank you for tuning in. If any of those women that I met over the weekend tune in, I shout each and every one of you beautiful women out. Thank you for sharing your story with me, and hope we'll connect further. And so listen, if I have said anything to inspire you imperfectly perfect people, listen, give your girl a like by clicking the thumbs up, or drop me a comment. And if you know someone who can use this inspiration, please share it with others. And if you're not a part of my imperfectionist family, I invite you to click on the like button, and I'm sorry, oopsie, there go my imperfect moment. Click the subscribe button to become a part, because one thing I desire to help others along this journey. This has actually become so more of a passion. You guys have no idea how passionate I am about this ministry, this work that I'm doing. There's something else I'm working on behind the scenes, but I'm not going to release it yet. But you guys will know as soon as I finalize those details. So listen, until the next time, I want you guys to be blessed, be empowered. Oh, I have That's a Woman t-shirts as well. But because I'm wrapping this up, I'm not going to go into those details now, but be on the lookout for them. All right. So listen, you guys be blessed, be empowered, and have yourself a blessed, a powerful, anointed, day full of gratitude, giving thanks in all things, and above all, having a super duper amazing day. God bless.